Good afternoon, friends. Welcome back to another video. This is getting so approximately 20 minutes later, I'm finally picking up my book. I don't want to talk about it. What is going on? This book, I'm like 7 chapters in this video, we are going to be seeing how many pages I read every day throughout the week, or how many pages I read in a week. This video, I figured, is going to help me slowly get back into my reading. I did just come off like a big slump, just like not feeling like reading, and this book has helped me. So before we get into this video, if you have not, please give it a like and subscribe down below. That way you don't miss any more of my videos. And without further ado, let's talk about the book that I'm going to be currently reading. Hopefully I can finish it and then we'll go into another book. The book that I've been reading that I think truly has helped me in a substantial way is Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. I picked this book up with the intention of it getting me out of my slump, and I think it's done just that. I have read half of this book. I am on, there's different parts to it, but I am on chapter 25, which is page 231, and I am loving it. It is Sunday. I did read a little bit of this book earlier this morning, but I did not film it. I just read one chapter, so I finished off that section of the book. And so we are going to read the rest of the night and see how far I get. I am hoping to get more than half of this half done tonight, which would take me to like round 5 if you've read this book. However, the other book that I have been listening to, but I don't know if I'm going to count it. I might count it in this video, and that's audiobook. I might put like pages read and then also like books listened to, because I did listen to a lot of my audiobook today because I drove 4 hours. So we just came back from vacation and that's what I was listening to the whole way home. I'm in the middle of a chapter, but I had read from chapter 8, so I listened to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I've read 8 chapters, or listened to 8 chapters of The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. So that much is what I listened to. Now I will say these, oh my goodness, these chapters are so long. I don't know if it's just the audiobook. Like, I haven't actually sat down and read this book physically because I started it in audiobook, and that's just what I've been using from now on. So the audiobook chapters say these like are like 25 minutes long, 35 minutes long. I haven't seen one under 17 minutes, so I can only imagine. But I am roughly 51% of the way through this book. So this will be the next book that I go into after Enchantra, and I'm really excited. I am enjoying both of these books a lot. They are both fantasy. This one is definitely more romantasy. It follows a girl named Genevieve, which is the sister of Ophelia in the first book, Phantasma. If you have not read Phantasma, I highly recommend that book. If you like fantasy or romantasy, something action-packed and interesting, intriguing, a different kind of concept, this is the book for you. And I haven't want to put it down. It has made me want to read so much, and I'm so happy about that. So Enchantra, and then we have The Night and the Moth. This is an author that I had read One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. You might have heard of the books or seen the books, but this is the same author, and she just recently came out with this book. It follows Sylvie Delling, and she is a diviner. They don't show their face, they are just numbered, so she's number 6. In her dreams, she receives visions from 6 unearthly figures known as the Omens. She can predict terrible things, but all of these people from different kingdoms kingdoms and places come to learn of their future, and they are nearing the end of their service. So they do this for like a few years. She was founded, so she actually has no memories of her life before Ashling. I think the place is Ashling. And so this is like all she's known, but once they become a certain age or they've hit a certain amount of terms, she's done. So her and her friends, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are all coming towards the end of their service. They start vanishing one by one. So 2 vanishes, then 1 vanishes. So she's trying to figure out where they're going, who's taking them, what's happened to them. And she meets this very handsome but very rude knight named Roderick, or Rory. He agrees to help her find the lost diviners. I will say, with some of like how it's worded and what they're talking about, it does get a little bit confusing, or some of the characters, but there's certain characters in here that I absolutely love so much, and I can feel the tension and the like enemies to lovers, but also like slow burn of it. So yes, anyway, this is the book I'm going to start with right now. Enough yapping and talking. I'm going to read this, see how far we get in today. I'll give you like an update at the end of the day, and we'll just go throughout the week. So enjoy this little montage reading vlog. How their relationship is like, I don't know, growing, and you kind of see a side of Rowan, our male main character, because he's so tough and serious and just that kind of personality, that now we're seeing him kind of be chiseled away and open up a little bit, and I really like that. I'm on chapter 28. I might read a little bit more, but I will check in with you and see where I end off. If I don't talk to you tonight, I'll talk to you tomorrow before I start reading, so I can update you on day 1. Alright guys, it is basically 9 o'clock. It's 8:52. I think I'm going to end there. I am so tired and I have to wake up so early for work. I think I'm gonna stop reading for tonight. I did do the calculations, so for audiobook, I listened to 100 pages of The Night and the Moth, which I didn't realize it was like exactly 100. That I listened to, and then reading Enchantra today, I started on page 223 and ended on 260. So I read 37 pages in total, 137 pages, which I don't think is that bad. Obviously Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are my work days, so those are going to be like the more interesting ones of how many pages I actually get done. But this is getting so good, and it makes me want to keep reading, but I am just so tired. I think I'm going to regret it in the morning, so I might just put everything down and see if I can fall asleep. And I will see you tomorrow. Probably if I read during lunch, I'll see you at lunch, but if I don't, then I will just see you after work. I work 8 to 6, so yeah, I'll see you then. It is Monday. I almost said Tuesday. It is Monday. It is 6:03 and I actually got out of work an hour ago, and I honestly have not picked up my book at all. I did at lunch, but I got home and immediately started folding my laundry, and then I was feeling so hungry, so I had some of my potatoes, and this is gonna sound so weird, but this is like how I eat during the week is I had some just like the imitation crab like as a snack. So I had some of the like potatoes I made and that. Otherwise, I am going to start reading. I am now on chapter 31. I think I read 2 chapters earlier today. Might have been 2 or 3. Yes, chapter 28 is what I started at. So we're going to read. Hopefully I can get a good amount done today, especially because I'm feeling pretty good right now. I would love to actually pick up my book and start reading. I just need to do it. So I am going to probably change into some pajamas and get comfy and just read for a while. I have my comforter and stuff in the washer. No, in the dryer. So I'll just put that on again, light a candle, and get to reading. So far I'm really enjoying this book a lot. So this candle is a chef's kiss. If you have not smelled it before, smell it. You might have to buy it. Just walking over here, I can smell it. My sister had the hand sanitizer, and that day that she gave me some, I bought this candle. It smells so good. So I'm going to light this and we are going to start reading. So approximately 20 minutes later, I'm finally picking up my book. I don't want to talk about it. Let's read. Definitely gets the sentences down for the male main character that just make you like, ugh, like my heart. Finally asked about the thing that she found. I'm now on to whatever part round 3 of the hunt is. I don't know what part technically. It looks like 1, 2, 3, maybe like the 3rd or 4th part. So Wednesday. Good morning. It is 10 o'clock. I did not work this morning, so that is why you saw the clip of me playing my audiobook when I was getting ready, because I went to run. But to update you on yesterday, we only read 22 pages of Enchantra and 33 listened to pages of The Night and the Moth while I was running. This morning I started with The Night and the Moth and actually listened to quite a bit. I don't know if I'm going to keep listening to it, but as of right now I've listened to 59 pages, so that's not too bad at all. And I really want to finish Enchantra tonight. I have like nothing left, so I just need to do it. I'm going to read for a little bit. It is 10:13. I work at 1, but right now we're gonna read. I already ate my breakfast and then I will make a protein coffee before I leave for work. Literally just been listening to my audiobook honestly all morning because I got home and I was in the middle of a chapter, so I just continued listening to that when I got ready and cleaned up my room. So time to read. I hope this afternoon goes quick and I hope I can finish this book because I really want to finish it. My heart is doing that thing where it's like squeezing. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh. I leave for work in like 10 minutes. What in the heck is going on? What did I just read? There's no way. Plot twist, and I did not think it was gonna go this way. The brain is like working, trying to figure out what is gonna happen. I don't understand. Oh my gosh, how am I supposed to go to work when this is what's happening? Oh my gosh. I think this is the last chapter before the next part, which would be back to the beginning. So I'm gonna read this chapter, finish it, and then either update you or I'll have to update you on the way to work, depending on, you know, timing, because I have to leave. I'll keep you here just so you can see my reaction. think this is gonna be a code. Chills. Wait, I have to reread. This is so frustrating. Chills. Guys, I have chills. Huh? I'm gonna have to stop there, I think, because I don't know if I have time to keep going. If I keep going, I'll let you know literally how frustrating. I just want to finish, but maybe I'll drive to work and read until I have to go inside. I think that's what I'll do. I finished Enchantra earlier today. I last talked to you when I had to leave for work. Little did I know, I didn't have anyone until 2. Not 1. So I ended up getting there an hour early and left, came home, got my Walmart return, went to Walmart, returned, came back to work, and then went to work. I was able to finish this, and I didn't realize there was also a bonus chapter in there from Rowan's perspective of one of the chapters, which I did really enjoy. And I quite literally enjoyed this book a lot. Genuinely, it helped me get out of my slump. I think this book did it for me, and I'm so glad because now I want to read more. I want more romance, more fantasy, just more reading in general. So I'm really happy I decided to pick this book up and highly recommend. There is going to be another book. I can tell by the end of this book, and I'm excited to see how it goes and like who it follows or what happens in that one. I'm excited. I will say this did not give me, if I remember correctly, the exact same amount of like happiness and like oomph as much as Phantasma. And again, I could be wrong. I'm gonna wait to give my review and stuff towards the end because I really don't know what I want to give it yet since I just finished it. I kind of want to sit on it a little bit and see where I'm at with my feelings towards it because it was really good. But yeah, I think because I was coming out of slump, it's kind of that like off feeling that I have. It's not the book, I think it's me, but I will let you know my rating at the end of this video. It is 8 o'clock. I don't know. I think I'm gonna pick up The Night in the Moth and actually read the physical book a little bit. I am on page 292. Oh, I didn't mention 84 pages. I read 84 pages, finished this book today. I think I'm gonna pick up this one and see where I'm at. I'm like pretty much almost done, and this would be the first time I pick it up. The font size is really big in this book, so I don't know why the audiobooks would say like each chapter is like 30 minutes long. I don't get that. Maybe I'll see how long it takes me to read a chapter, but anyway, we're gonna read. I might film, I might not, we'll see. I love this. There's like illustrations in the back for like each chapter. Oh, I love that. Anyway, I'll show you because this is the like special edition of this book. Look how stunning this is. Anyway, let's read and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Good evening, guys. It is Thursday. Last night I ended up reading 2, I think, chapters, 1 or 2 chapters. It ended up coming out to 59 pages of The Night in the Moth, and then today I read 1 chapter at lunch, but it was my coworker's birthday, so I couldn't film. And then I listened to 1 chapter while I was walking today. So far I've gone through 25 pages. I have to pack to leave for my boyfriend's tomorrow, and I only have this much left. Keep in mind though, this is probably going to be about like 2-3 hours long of chapters, so I'm going to listen to my audiobook while I pack to get some reading done and while my video uploads. Hopefully we can finish the second book in this video. And then I will probably end this video tomorrow is my thought, but we'll see. Let's listen to my audiobook and start packing, and we'll just see how much I get done. It is currently 9:40 at night. I'm hoping to be in bed by 12 at the latest, but we will see. To be determined, I'll let you know. If you have listened to The Night and the Moth before, or read it, I guess, the gargoyle, I absolutely love that character, probably the most in the entire book. I don't know. Something about him is so cute, and everything that comes out of his mouth I think is just so sweet. Anyway. Good morning, guys. It is Friday and I'm gonna head over to my sister's because my nephew forgot to take these yesterday when he was here. Well, his mom forgot to take them. And then we're gonna sit in the car and read for a little bit. It is 8 o'clock. I have a dentist appointment at 10. So we're gonna read until then. I think after that, because I have a tea still from yesterday, I will wait to get coffee until I am headed to my boyfriend's house. So I am fully packed. My room is basically all clean. I have nothing else to do. So we're gonna drop these off at my sister's house, and then we will go to my dentist appointment, come home, get the rest of my stuff into the car. We'll go get coffee and we'll head 2 hours to him. Hopefully I can finish this book before I leave, but I don't know how long it's gonna take. I am on chapter, I think I only listened to 3 or 4 chapters, 28. So I did listen to 2 chapters, only a little bit left. If I'm being honest about this book, I did say that I loved the gargoyle, and I absolutely do. And right after I said that, there was a moment that happened in this book where I was like, are you kidding me right now? But anyway, all is well. And I love that character, and I do really like Sybil, our main character. I just don't know. I think some of it is a little confusing to me, and I don't know if it's the names, the situation, if I like blacked out a little bit during some of the chapters. I'm not sure. I'm gonna collect my thoughts, same with like Enchantra, and I'll come back and let you know. But right now, it's okay. I don't think it is affecting me the way One Dark Window or Two Twisted Crowns did. That duology was life-changing in a way for me. Like, I absolutely adored those books, and if you have not read them, you should. I read them during a 24-hour readathon, and man, oh man, did that help a lot. I sat and read and read and read, and I did not care. So anyway, let's head over to my sister's place, and I don't know how long I'll be there, but then I have to go to my dentist appointment anyway, so let's go. It is so like nice the last 2 days. It was like 90 degrees for like the longest time. 90 with like 90% humidity. It was awful. And now it's finally like cooling down and it feels so good. Saturday, I think I'm going to make a whole different vlog for my weekend, but Saturday I'm going on a run and it's 5.5 miles, so I'm praying it's gonna be this nice when I go. But I am going to head to my sister's and hope that she answers me. I called her And she didn't, but that doesn't mean anything. She's terrible at answering her phone, so let's go. My sister and my nephew were sleeping. I head over to my dentist's office and go read, hang out in there for a little bit, and then I'll have my appointment. We'll go get coffee, get my stuff, and be on our way. I wanted to talk about the book just a little bit because with Enchantra, I had something to kind of go off of. I already knew a lot of the world and at least one of the characters, the main character, whereas with The Night and the Moth, it has nothing to do with One Dark Window or Two Twisted Crowns. It's its own kind of novel. And I know there's another one. Like, I saw actually a video on TikTok this morning saying that she already has the next title done, the cover's currently being like made and everything. So I know there's another book. I will probably end up listening to it, reading it, but I'm going to try to read as much as the physical book as I can, because I think that's where the confusion is coming in, is because I'm listening to it, it's easier for my mind to get a little bit like off guard, and then I might miss a character, like misunderstand something. So that's my goal, is to just literally read the physical book as much as I can before I leave. That way, whatever I finish on audiobook is not like ruining the end for me. Does that make sense? So yes, I did bring 2 other books with me, but that will be in a different video. If I end up getting through this book before I get to his house, I will include everything that I read today, because obviously this day is also included. So yeah, that is my thought. I know that I started this on a Monday, so I'm trying to just do the full like 5 days, not necessarily the weekend as well. Especially because I probably won't read as much this weekend anyway, since we're gonna be doing stuff. I think that's about it right now. Okay, I'll see you in about 4 minutes. That was funny. I don't know, just everything this freaking gargoyle says is so funny to me. I thought this was going to be a happy ending. What is going on? Plot freaking twist. What is going on? I'm on the last chapter. Literally like 2 pages left, maybe. Let me prop you up. You need to see this. This is going to be the worst angle ever, but it's fine. I cannot cry right now. I cannot. I literally have to go in like 10 minutes. I have no time at all. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna be able to finish. Oh my gosh, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pages, and oh my goodness. cry right now. She got me. She got me. My battery is like on the last quarter, so I don't know when this is gonna die. So I want to point it out now. I just started My Friends by Frederick Bachman. I previously have listened to Beartown, and I did really enjoy that. I can already tell you right now, I am on almost the end of the second chapter. I love this book so much already. Everything he says, I feel like I can visualize, and I'm already like feeling so much emotion from this book, which is what I felt, I would say, halfway through Beartown and then towards the end. But this one is already, I think, my favorite compared to the two. I don't know yet. Again, I'm only on the second chapter, but I wanted to point that out. I didn't end up getting any coffee because Balta and I are going to go to Seven Brew and go to Olive Garden for dinner. I will just keep listening and I'll update you on, sorry, it's so dark, but I will update you on how much I end up reading at the end of today. And then that will be the end of this video. I am pretty proud of myself. I'll do all the calculations like I did before. I'll break down each day again for you. And then we'll also see in the full week how many pages I got through, the books I finished. So, yes. Yo. You're kidding me. This book, I'm like 7 chapters in. And keep in mind, I am holding this together so much right now. I'm on my phone because my camera died, by the way. Anyway. We are home and I have officially completed the 5 days, Monday to Friday, for how many pages I can read in a week. Specifically coming off of a book slump, so we are going to recap. I have finished 2 full books in this video and 1 newly started book. So we're going to talk about all of them. I'll give you the breakdown, how many pages each day, and then also how many pages collectively at the end. Starting off with Sunday, I started with Enchantra and I read from page 223 through page 260, which was 38 pages. And then we went into The Night and the Moth, and I decided to start listening to this one because it kind of intimidated me to sit down and read it. So I started on page 100 and read through page 200, which was a total of 138 pages, which I think was really, really good, honestly. I just had that feeling of like, I want to start reading. I was missing it so much. So that was the first day. Monday, this previous week, I had started on page 260 of Enchantra. Now, I did realize when I was calculating yesterday's, it did not take into account the fact that I have read page 260 through page 337. So I had to add like a page to some of these days, so if it looks a little different than in the vlog, that is why. So I started on page 260, read through page 337. That was a total of 78 pages. This book truly helped me get out of my slump. I'm not even shocked, honestly. That's why I picked up this book, because I had a feeling that this was going to be the one to kind of push me and get me out of that rut that I was in. And it did exactly that. Romantasy, it has such an interesting concept with the phantoms. Then you have the necromancy and the devils. So it's just super entertaining, and that's what I found. Genuinely, I highly recommend this series to you. It was so good. Going into Tuesday, I continued with Enchantra. I only read 23 pages. Put this book down and I did work out, so I listened to The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig on Spotify, and I listened to 33 pages, started at 200, read through 233. So for Tuesday, I read 56 pages, not a ton, but I'm not mad about it. I at least picked up a book, so. Then we get into Wednesday, similar kind of situation. I continued with Enchantra, 359 through 443 for a total of 85 pages, and then picked up my audiobook once again. Honestly, I couldn't tell you why. Was I cleaning a lot? But 233 through 292 for 60 pages in total. That was a really good day. 145 pages read, which is honestly, I think, the most I've read in a very, very long time. Listened to or read lately. Wednesday, I do want to mention, I finished Enchantra. So this, I finished in the morning. Now I'm remembering. It's all coming back to me. It was not a 5-star. It just did not give me the same feeling that Phantasma did, but it was very good. So I'm sticking to like a 4-star minimum, maybe 4.5. I really did like the relationship and the banter. I felt like I was laughing so much, and there were a lot of quotes that I really did like. I just didn't get that same feeling that I did with Phantasma, and so I don't want to rate it a 5-star, but it's definitely like 4.5. I really enjoyed it. So this one I finished. Now we're continuing with The Night and the Moth on Thursday. I listened to 26. I actually think I read 26 pages, if I'm remembering correctly, because I actually picked it up. And I will say, it does help to read the physical book, because I do think when I would listen to it, it's much easier for me to get distracted or to like think even though I'm listening. So going into Friday, I had a goal of finishing this book, and I did just that. I started on page 317 and I read through 385, 69 pages. I sat there and finished this book before my dentist appointment. The plot twist that this book had was crazy. It definitely makes me want to read the next book, and I know that she's coming out with the next book. So finished our second book for this video, which was very exciting. I will probably rate it a 4-star. It wasn't the best fantasy novel I have read, but it doesn't mean it's not recommended. I do think I loved One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns more, but this concept was very unique and I did enjoy that. I felt like even the storyline was a little bit different for me, and I appreciated that because I really did need something a little bit different, and it's still fantasy, so I could still really keep myself hooked, which is what I was hoping for, because I didn't want to go from this to like a book that just wasn't good and get back in my slump. And then we actually started My Friends by Frederick Bachman. You were on that book, so I started this one when I was on my way to Balta's. It is a 2-hour ride to his house, so I listened to it the entire way there. When I tell you this book made me feel things within the first like 3 chapters, I think that's so crazy, because Beartown was one of those that I did struggle with, and I mentioned that. This one did not. I did not have any struggle. I immediately loved the storyline and the way he was wording things and making me feel so much in such a little amount of time. It's baffling. So I ended up listening to, I think it was like 12 chapters, if I'm being honest, but it was on page 1 to page 74. So I read a total of 143 pages that day. So it was like very, very close to Wednesday by literally 2 pages. And I have since then continued listening to this book, have since then listened and read more. So you just know I'm really enjoying it. I am almost halfway through already, and it's definitely a book that I'm probably going to talk about a lot in the future, so stay tuned. But that concludes my Monday to Friday, how many pages I can read. Let me add up every single day and we'll see how many I read in a week. a total of 586 pages in 5 days. It wasn't even a full week. 5 days I read that much. And I believe it because I finished 2 books and I'm so proud of myself because getting to read lately has been so difficult, and it's not that I don't want to, because I do, and that's what's so frustrating. It's just that I can't make myself, and I don't want to make myself get into it. But I can already tell I'm going to keep reading My Friends probably as much as I can because it's so enjoyable. Sitting down and reading it is really nice, but also listening to it because you really get the emotional feeling in the voice of the voice actor. So yes, we're heading on to this book, but that is it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a like and subscribe down below. I hope to see you in my next video. I think it's going to be a book shopping vlog, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you next time. Bye.